It's Jake again, and today I'm going to talk about tools that we use specifically for scaling. This first video of the section is going to again be relatively short because I'm going to spend more time diving into depth on how we specifically use and implement these tools. So, one thing to think about before we go any further is what is your overall goal? We talked about in the beginning the difference between a lifestyle and empire. You really need to understand, what is your plan overall? Are you a lifestyle person? Are you someone who's like, this opportunity is cool, I love this business model, and I'm not looking to, build a huge company. I just want something that's gonna make enough money where I don't ever have to work again, and I can spend 2 hours a day writing an email or checking my advertising stats or offer stats, and then go about my day and spend time with my family. If that's you, then you need to think about that and think how scaling and building this applies to you, because there is, even at the lifestyle model, there is some sense of scaling. You're not going to want to do everything. You might have to, in the beginning, because of money, you might have to run your own Facebook ads. You might have to maybe write your own emails. There's all of these things that you might have to do in the beginning on your own, but ultimately, you're going to want to get to a point where you only do a couple of those things, if any. Maybe you don't want to do any of them, but there is a point of scaling where you're going to have to know and build processes so it's easy to outsource and have other people do the parts of your business that you don't really want to spend 100% of your time doing. Or are you an empire person? And you have to think about, if you're an empire person, how do you build this effectively and cost effectively and quickly? And think about the processes that you're going to have to go through and build. So we use, as we've mentioned before on this, we use Trello. Trello is what we use for our processes. Airtable we use for storing data and information. And then I'll talk about some of the stuff that we use to outsource and some of the stuff we personally built for you to utilize when it comes to outsourcing some of the tasks. So Trello, like I said, we use it for the day-to-day process. We'll build out a Trello board with, these are the things you do every day, or these are the things you do every week or month or whatever. So you don't have to think about it. You just go in and check things off the list and move things along the board, or whoever's managing that project, they follow these specific tasks, and it makes outsourcing and training other people a lot easier because, one, you can track exactly what they're doing, and two, it makes it easy to scale and build up. Next is Airtable. This is where we're storing all of our data and information. This is where it's easy for us to, if you're someone that is in the empire mode, you build a table that you really like, the way it's structured and built, and it has all of your offers and avatars, and maybe it has your emails, and you just click duplicate. And it's really easy to, start another project or start another, audience, or move into another market because you have these things already built. And then lastly, we'll talk about, outsourcing. So right now for this mastermind, we're using Slack for communication, to communicate with everyone on a regular basis, to answer questions and whatnot. I would suggest, and I think it'd be very wise, if you create a Slack channel for your own little project or brand, because this is what you're going to want to use as you're building things to communicate and keep people on task, and have all of your communication in one easy, accessible spot. The next thing we'd suggest is, for all of our mastermind meetings and everything, we're using Zoom to record the videos and everything. So we'd suggest using that, upgrading to like a pro version, or purchasing Camtasia to record video. When training someone, you can type up a whole process, but sometimes it's a lot easier to just show them, and there's programs out there such as Zoom or Camtasia to record training videos on how to do very specific tasks, and just have someone watch the video, and then they know what to do, and if they have questions, they'll reach out to you in Slack. And then lastly, one of the things that we have is the push button black book to help you find people to outsource to. The whole idea behind this is we found some people that we like that, you know, run Facebook ads, people that do email marketing or write emails, people that build websites, do graphic design, and instead of you having to go out to Fiverr or Outsourcely or Thumbtack and put in a ticket to find someone, you can come to us, and the people that we work with already know how to do all this stuff. So you just put in a ticket and you don't have to explain your project or what you're doing. They already know because they're under our wing. They are within our group of people. So those are things that we use specifically for scaling and growing this business. We'd suggest that you start, you know, watching the videos right below me right now, and if you have any questions, reach out to us.